All right. I think we are now live in our membership marketers private Facebook group. I've got John. He's in the background. He's making sure all of this happens. So, John, if you would come on, unmute your mic. Let me know if we are now live inside our.
You're good. You sound good. You look good. Welcome. How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. How are you?
Oh, great, man. I'm good. All things considered, I am golden.
Awesome. All right. So here's what I know is happening here. There's a little bit of a delay. And when I say a little bit of a delay, I mean like a 15-second delay between what I'm saying right now and what you're actually hearing a little bit later. So like 15 seconds later. So normally when I do these master classes, I use a whole different platform, a whole different setup. And I do those only for members of our Membership Accelerators Club or our membership multipliers. Today, because of everything that is going on, I wanted to come in here and do a free masterclass, a bonus for our members, but a free masterclass for everyone inside our Membership Marketers Facebook group and for other membership leaders and membership businesses. So welcome. If you're a member, thank you for being in the Membership Accelerators Club. Thank you for being a membership multiplier. If you're not a member, welcome to this free masterclass. I really want to do everything I can to come around you, plus our members, to help you succeed in this new environment that we're in, something that is completely unprecedented and something that we've never faced before. And today, what I want to do is I want to give you the tools and I want to give you some resources. I've got a whole bonus pack for you when you stay on to the end of this, stay on to the end of this. I've got a bonus pack for you that I'm going to give you for being with us today, and just my way of equipping you, a gift for you and our members. So let's do this here. I see Karen Strain says you're good. Jeff Herring says loud and clear. Looks like people are logging in, and I know more are logging in. If you want to drop a comment in the chat box below. And by the way, if you've never been on a masterclass before with me, I've got my camera here with the main screen, and then like I have another screen over here where I can see all the chat and everything popping up here. So put in the chat box your name. Obviously, your name will pop up, but let us know you're here. And I've got some other things that we're going to do. I'm going to be doing some Q&A throughout our masterclass like I normally do. And so be sure to type any questions in the chat box there. And if I miss a question, John will help me and we'll make sure. So make sure you type in the chat box over there and we'll get started. So as I said, this is normally a masterclass that I do just for our members. But again, I wanted to welcome everybody who's not a member and invest in you and help you succeed. So here's what I'm going to do. I am going to share my screen. And let's do this here. I'm going to share my screen. So now, John, you should be able to see my screen and my screen only. So if you can let me know if that's what we've got set up, since this is a new platform for us.
Looks great.
All right, so you're only able to see my screen. That should be good, and we will get started here. So again, welcome to this masterclass. There we go. Welcome to this masterclass. It's a free masterclass, a bonus for all of our members on getting and keeping more members in uncertain times. So let's all just take a deep breath for a moment. And you know, there's a lot of noise out there right now. Some of it, I mean, quite honestly, it's facts that are coming in, whether it be from the president or his team or his staff or your local representatives or whatever. And then there's like, you know, a bunch of noise on Facebook, things changing, and like all of a sudden, like schools shutting down, restaurants, bars shutting down, malls shutting down, don't eat in food courts, all that sort of stuff. And like we just hear it and hear it and hear it over and over again, and it becomes noise for us. But in the midst of that noise, what happens is this uncertainty begins to boil up inside of us. Begins us, especially as business owners, begins to cause us to have this uncertainty about our business, uncertainty about the future, uncertainty about our members and what they're going through and how we might be able to help them. And then just to say it, there's a lot of financial uncertainty. And I want to give you this quote, and it's been it's a reflection that I've had over this time since everything's been kind of hitting the fan. And it's uncertainty is what compels us to adventure where we've never gone before, where we've not gone before, and unleash the powers that lie within us. So just take a moment and think on that for a moment. This uncertainty that you're facing, this uncertainty that you're experiencing, it's the very uncertainty. This uncertainty is not new to you. These circumstances that you're facing may be new, but you faced uncertainty before. I faced uncertainty before. Whether you took a job in your position that you're in now, or you're the entrepreneur and you ventured out to start this, you face this uncertainty at some point in time, maybe not with these circumstances. And so I want you to recall back to the uncertainty that you've experienced previously and think about and reflect on that and how that uncertainty actually pushed you to go somewhere where you've never gone before. Whether you quit your full-time job to do what you're doing right now, whether you decided that I'm going to transition from not paying myself to getting paid by my business, or I'm going to leave that part-time job behind, of which, you know, enabled me to do some things so that I can focus full-time on this right here. Or, you know, hey, you transitioned one time before. That uncertainty pushed you to do something and to go places you've never gone before, and unleash a sense of power within you where you realized you are capable. You are capable. You are able to do this, and you're able to make it happen. And yes, you may have had to change some behaviors. Yes, you may have had to make some changes internally with your thinking. Maybe you had to change some behaviors in the way of what your habits are. But you realize on the other end of it, man, if it wasn't for that uncertainty, you would have never gone there. You would have never been able to experience what you experienced. And that's what's happening right now. So this uncertainty that you're facing, this is what's going to compel you to adventure to somewhere where you've never gone before and unleash this power that is within you. So my question for you is, are you going to lead out of fear, or are you going to lead out of faith? Faith that you can make it happen. You know, now most of you know, like I'm a pastor. I'm a former pastor. I've always been a pastor. I continue to be a pastor. Although I don't serve in my local church, I volunteer in my local church. And so, you know, I'm a man of faith. I don't know what your faith is in, but I know and I believe in you that you're capable of making these circumstances better. You're capable of making it better for your members and for yourself. So don't lead out of fear. As a matter of fact, go into the chat box right now and just in the chat box, say, I'm going to lead out of faith. I'm going to lead. Like, I want you to claim and own that statement. I am going to lead out of faith. There's something about putting that stake in the ground and actually saying it and making it known to others that you're making a decision right now, here today, that I am going to lead out of faith. Now, again, like I said, there's like a 15-second delay between what I'm saying and you guys actually hearing it. So I see John's already posted, he's going to lead out of faith. I knew that about John. I want to hear it from you. I'm going to lead out of faith. I believe Jeff Herring is like one letter at a time saying, I am going to lead out of faith. I want everybody, make a decision today. I choose to lead out of faith. I'm going to lead out of faith. All right. So as you're typing that in, I want to ask you this question. What's your favorite cookie? So I know that sounds kind of like off base a little bit, but I just challenge you in your mindset for a moment. I'm allowing the chat to catch up here for a moment. But what's your favorite cookie? Now, it's in times like this, like, you know, some unhealthy habits can come out that, like, you know, because of the stress, we can, like, you know, all of a sudden neglect our health and all of that. And so we've got to take, you know, intentional steps on improving our health. But I have to confess, there is a rather unhealthy indulgence that I like to have. And it is with these right here. As a matter of fact, I went out yesterday. I ventured out to the grocery store. Even though they're like saying you need to stay inside, I had to go get a pack of these. And I've been maintaining my health, and I figured, you know what, I can have a little bit of indulgence. But when I have a little bit of indulgence, I mean, like somebody's saying theirs is chocolate chip cookies. I love chocolate chip cookies, but I love Oreo cookies. And when I say I love Oreo cookies, I will take a pack of Oreo cookies like this, and I will take a big bowl, not one of those small cereal bowls. I mean, like a big soup bowl, almost one of the ones that maybe you store leftovers in. And I will put as many Oreos in that bowl as possible and then pour milk over it and eat it like cereal. My wife hates it when I do it, but I'm telling you, it is so freaking awesome. They are great. I love Oreo cookies. So what are your favorite cookies? Val Hart's asking me if I'm a dunker. Val, I'm not a dunker. I'm a soaker. Like, just pour those things in a bowl, pour the milk over it, and then eat them from there with a big old spoon, So what are your favorite cookies? Girl Scout cookies, Samoas. I love Samoas. I also love the peanut butter chocolate Girl Scout cookies. Somebody says gluten and sugar-free cookies, organic strawberries is the dessert right now. I mean, my mouth is watering. I love it. All right. So what does this have to do with what does Oreo cookies have to do with our masterclass today? Well, I want to give you the Oreo in uncertain times. The OREO in uncertain times. So that's our masterclass today. Is I'm going to give you an acrostic of Oreo in uncertain times. All right. So I know the chat's catching up here a little bit. Somebody else is saying Girl Scout cookies. John said I like to drench my cookies. Yes, that's right. Somebody else says Samoa cookies from Girl Scouts. So yes. All right. So the O in OREO stands for look for opportunities. Look for opportunities. Now, earlier on Facebook this week, I put a quote out there about how the fog of uncertainty can cloud the opportunities that exist around us. And it's true. I mean, that's why you need this masterclass. That's why I need a mastermind. That's why I'm involved in a mastermind group. That's why I'm involved in coaching. That's why you should be involved in coaching, is because when there's this certain fog that gets around us, this fog of uncertainty, we need people outside of that fog to help point out the opportunities for us. So I want to share with you some opportunities that exist inside your membership business. First is, it's time to get up and get into startup mode. It's in startup mode. Now, some of you, your membership businesses have been going for years. Some of you, your membership businesses are rather brand new. It is time to get into startup mode. These are new circumstances. These are new opportunities. So you remember back when you were starting, and for those of you who are just now starting, like, this is a great opportunity for you. Back when you were just starting your membership, you were willing to do things that maybe now you're not willing to do. So, just for example, back when I started this membership business, now I've started a couple of membership businesses, but when I started this membership business, I remember quite honestly, I would take speaking opportunities for, $1,000, $2,000. Then there got to be a point in time where I said, you know what, because of my travel schedule and the opportunities that I have to say no to some things. And so I started saying no to a bunch of other speaking opportunities that were low pay speaking opportunities so that I could have higher investment, higher pay speaking opportunities. Nothing wrong with that. I use that as an example for you in the sense of, what were you willing to do then when you were back in startup mode that maybe you aren't necessarily willing to do now? And should you maybe make some allowances for those opportunities? In other words, what you previously would say no to, maybe you should say yes to it. So that's one that you ought to think through. Another one is your own membership. So you see this question here about when is the last time you signed up for your own membership? Now, if you remember putting your membership together, like when you started your membership, like you were testing that order form. You were testing that onboarding process. You were testing that marketing funnel yourself. Like I still to this day, as a practice, by the way, I teach this. Like you should pull out your credit card and sign up for your own membership. Like after we're done, make this one of your action items of I'm going to go sign up for my membership. Like you may have outsourced it. You may have put that in other people's hands. You may have delegated to some other staff member, and you're not seeing what is actually happening inside your business like you used to when you were in startup mode. So put on the lens for a moment of let's look at your membership like brand new for a moment, as if you were starting it from the very beginning. What are some things that you should be doing that maybe you weren't willing to do 2 weeks ago, 2 months ago? And how is your membership right now look to you from fresh eyes, as if you were starting your membership from scratch, starting today? What opportunities exist within that? Second, there is an opportunity for some of you to take your membership offline. Now, I know a number of you, just by looking at some of the names here, that I'm still seeing some of the cookies popping up over on the Facebook chat here. I know by looking at a number of you who registered for this Facebook Live and who said you were going to be here, that your membership exists, a lot of it online. So what could you do to take your membership offline for a moment, to show up in ways that you've not shown up previously? So one way that you might consider it is to do a newsletter. And it doesn't have to be fancy. There's all sorts of templates out there on online. You just Google some templates. If you want a template and you're in my membership, I'll give you one of our templates that we used years ago. Like, just start a newsletter and show up offline in people's mailboxes with a newsletter. Some of you might have a larger membership. You may have been considering doing a magazine. One of our deliverables that we give our members is we try to provide a membership gold magazine. And so, gives us an opportunity to show up offline, even though for the most part we exist online. And again, if this matches you and you want to do a magazine, I'll give you our template. Now, obviously, you got to take it, make it your own, and edit and do a bunch of stuff like that. But John, make a note. Like if somebody requests that they want to take our magazine and they're in the Membership Accelerators Club or their membership multiplier, we'll give you our template that is InDesign. InDesign is the program that I believe is used, that John uses for it, where we'll give you the template for it so that you'll be that much further ahead. Maybe there's a bonus kit. So look at what you're doing for your membership. One of my clients does like a masterclass in print, where every month the masterclass that they do, they actually just transcribe it and then put the masterclass in print and send it out as part of the bonus kit. So what bonus kit could you create so that you show up for your members offline? Maybe you say, newsletter, magazine, bonus kit, I can't really invest in that right now. Well, guess what? You can write a personal letter to your members. I mean, you don't have to have letterhead. Just, put your membership logo up at the top or something and just type a letter. We've gotten so far online that we've gotten away from some of the very basic communication pieces to be able to show up offline instead of completely existing online for your members. CD or a DVD. Now, I actually take a lot of ridicule for this. Like people still say, you mean to tell me you still send out CDs to your members? And I say, yes. As a matter of fact, I know one of our members who's here loves the CDs that we mail out to them every single month. And, I recognize that's not going to be the majority of my membership. But again, it allows me to show up in a different way, serving some people in a way that they desire to be served. Not everybody wants the CD, but there is a small percentage of our membership that wants it. You can do the same. You can do the same and taking your masterclass or whatever that you're providing online, record it, put it on a CD or a DVD. So look for the opportunities. Now, that was for offline. What can you do to take your membership online? I know a number. Somebody says, "Please, Val, I was thinking of you when I said that. I wasn't gonna, point you out to everyone, but Val put in the comments she loves the CDs. Yes, Val, you're the one who I was thinking of when I said that. So, take your membership online. We do offline events. In other words, we do actually in-person events. Just so happens, we were supposed to have an event this Thursday and Friday, but because of the coronavirus, we're not able to do that event. So we had to shut down that event, process refunds, all that sort of stuff. Now, we didn't have the opportunity to quickly move that event online, but in my conversations with a number of you who lead like networking type events where locally you're providing events for people to actually show up to, what if you actually took those events and took them online and did maybe something with online classes to where you do something like we're doing right now, where you can use Zoom or you can use Facebook Live or any of those other platforms and do an online class. Call it a master class. That's one of the things that we do, where you can offer online tools and resources. Some of those printed materials that you gave members when they actually showed up for your in-person events, why not offer those online as a tool or a resource for your members? You could do video conferencing. Zoom.us is actually who I'm using for this. I also use GoToWebinar for our master classes. And so like you could do video conferencing through Zoom.us. I was working with one of my clients, actually showing them, doing a little tutorial for them of how they could use Zoom to meet online now that they can't meet, in groups of 10 or more. Like they're going to start doing staff meetings this way, strategy meetings this way. They're going to start meeting with members this way. They're going to start breaking out some of their members into smaller groups using this video conferencing platform with Zoom. You have a complete opportunity to take your offline events, the ones that you thought you were no longer going to be able to do anymore, and move them online through these new opportunities. Now, some of you might be saying, phone conference call? Are you serious? Hey, listen, one of my private clients is still using phone conference calls. Like, send somebody a dial, 10-digit phone number with an access code to pick up and do a phone conference call. Yes, it's just another opportunity for you to show up differently. It's something new. So let me challenge you for a moment, because I know that some of you might be looking at this and for a moment just kind of saying, I'm not so sure about that. Can't you do phone conferencing through through Zoom and others? Well, yes, you can. But a phone conference call is just another modality to be able to give people. So I'll give this example. When I talk about modalities, normally I do master classes through GoToWebinar. I could have very easily done a masterclass, this masterclass, through GoToWebinar and invited both non-members and members to that free masterclass. But we intentionally chose Facebook Live as the modality because we wanted to show up different. Normally, our masterclasses, they're on Thursday or Tuesdays. We could have very easily done our masterclass on Thursday tomorrow, but we chose to intentionally show up different as a different modality on a different day at a different time. Our master classes are usually at a different time during the day. Like, we wanted to do a pattern interrupt, and I'm going to talk about pattern interrupt in a moment, but we wanted to show up different and do a pattern interrupt. And when you tell your members, hey, I know normally we meet online. I know normally we meet with a webinar platform, but this time I want to do a special phone conference call with our members. Do you think that's going to get attention? Yes, because all of a sudden your members are going to say, well, wait a second, this is different. I should be a part of this. I should look into this. I should do this. I should be there. So show up differently. Yes, use a phone conference call. And by the way, our members, don't be surprised if we do a phone conference call sometime soon. Then do online events. That summit you were going to do in person, that leadership series, that workshop, that seminar that you were going to do in person, move it online. One of the people that I mastermind with is actually having to very quickly move their entire event. I mean, where over 1,000 people were going to show up, and move their offline event and do it completely online. Now, is it going to hurt ticket sales? Yes, of course. But they're also giving a greater opportunity. So they're going to have some people who bought tickets for the in-person event just say, you know what, I don't want to do the online deal. I'll get a refund. But then they're going to have a whole new batch of people who said, you know what, I really don't like to travel. I wasn't willing to travel to that location anyways. I had a schedule conflict. I couldn't be there for the entire event. I couldn't be away from my family. And all of a sudden, their online ticket sales for the online event is going to skyrocket. You're going to be able to reach new people with new opportunities by moving your offline event to online by doing an online summit or leadership series. All right, so can you take your membership online? If yes, do it. By the way, one last thing on that offline to online, I literally, earlier today, I kept it here as a reminder. So my gym that I belong to sent a push notification through their app, which they've never done before, saying that there's going to be free daily workouts, and gave me the link to click on to join the free daily workouts. Now, that was a brick and mortar gym that is now moving to online and saying, hey, join as a member, join us for these online workouts. Do you think I'm going to keep my membership to that gym? You bet I am, because I will be able to do those workouts. I've got to do some workouts if I'm going to eat some of these cookies, right? So you have an opportunity. Take hold of it. Make it work for your membership. So increase your marketing. Here's another opportunity. There's people right now, they're taking their Facebook ads budget, they're taking their marketing budget, whatever, and they are like totally pulling back on the marketing. Let me tell you why you need to increase your marketing. Now is the time to generate new leads for your membership. It's time to invest in marketing. When other people are stopping what they're doing, when the crowd goes one way, the crowd, by the way, is usually wrong. Now's the time to generate new leads. Now's the time to invest in your marketing and keep pushing out your marketing as much as possible. Listen, people are going to be searching for solutions. They're going to be searching for solutions. They're going to have more discretionary time. There are going to be more people on Facebook now than ever, because why? Because they're secluded. They're self-contained, or whatever the word is that people are using, to like hide away in their homes. So they're going to be moving online. Now is the time to increase as much as possible, to continue to do the marketing, to show up in front of people. And you've got the opportunity now that people's attention, they're going to have a greater attention span in the sense of what they're doing and being a part of. They're going to be bored. You've got an opportunity to show up in front of them even more so right now. So increase your marketing. You've got the opportunity to do it. So let me ask this question. What can you give your prospects that you've never considered giving before? So I know we all have these, or we should have these, what are called evergreen marketing pieces. Like, I've got some, I've got the 7 membership strategies. I've got the game plan. I've got some checklists out there. I've got all sorts of different marketing pieces. But one of the things for us to consider as membership leaders right now is what is something new that they've not seen before? Is there an opportunity to take the message of the times, the uncertainty, the difficulty, the being secluded, the being away from others, and take that message and wrap it in a new marketing tool, in a new prospect attraction tool, and into a new lead magnet, so that we can give away to prospects something new and different that we've never done before. So think about your marketing, change the message of it, and give your prospects something new that they've not seen before. Increase the value of your membership. Now, I specifically I specifically underlined the word value right here. Value. Because I'm not talking about the cost of your membership. I'm not talking about what you charge people. As a matter of fact, do not raise your prices. I've got a client of mine who, against my best advice, increased his prices. Like literally the 1st of March, increased his prices. And I told him it was a mistake. He shouldn't do it. Like I'm going to be checking in with him. He's gone dark on me. I'm going to be checking in with him and seeing, like, how's that going? I don't want you to increase your pricing. I want you to increase the value of what you're providing for your members. So how can you do that? Well, changes in your membership are a great retention tool. Ask yourself, is now the time? Where, for example, for us, I said, you know what? How can we better serve our members in this environment? Well, why not do a bonus masterclass for this? I said, well, if it's going to be a bonus, why not do it also for our prospects? Now, I can tell you, if you're a member of the Membership Accelerators Club, Membership Multipliers, like there are bonuses coming your way where we're going to try to help you even more beyond this. And we're going to be making those changes to your membership, some of them temporary, some of them, honestly, we may enjoy them so much, we may make it permanent. So those changes then increase the value of our membership. And when you increase the value of the membership, then you can also use it as a retention tool, because you can say, hey, before you cancel your membership, I just want to let you know we're making these changes to the membership, and I don't want you to miss out on these opportunities by you canceling your membership. So increase the value. So let me pause for a moment. Take a deep breath. Again, there's this whole 15-second lag between us here. And I want you to type in, what are 2 to 3 action steps you're going to take for these new opportunities? So let me come over here. I'm going to put in here, what are 2 to 3 opportunities that you're going to take for your membership? All right, so I'm putting that in the chat box. Feel free to put it in the chat box yourself, 2 to 3 action items. Val says she's going to increase her Facebook ads budget. Go for it, Val. I'm all for it. Go for it. Let us know if we can help. What are 2 to 3 opportunity action steps that you're going to take for your membership? Type them in the chat box. And by the way, if you're watching the recording of this, participate along. Like, we'll see them. We'll come in and we'll comment on your comments, even if you're watching the recording and everything. Be a part of this, even if you're watching the recording. Okay. So take this moment, 2 to 3 opportunity action steps that you're going to take for your membership. While you do that, by the way, again, this is a masterclass. I'm going to give you time to work and process through some of the information that you're getting. Somebody says, Mandy says, I am starting up my Facebook Lives next week. So I hope to get my membership up and running soon. Mandy, I've got a phenomenal bonus for you at the end of our time together. You're going to love it. Specifically dealing with Facebook ads. Val says she's going to maybe offer a Zoom video call, which would be unusual for us. Val, you know what? Now's a great time to test those things. that you were thinking like, well, I don't know if I want to do it or not. Maybe test it. Tell them, say, hey, listen, we're going to try something different because of everything that's going on. What else? Maria says, write a lead gen report about how a lawyer can thrive during COVID-19. Yes, do it. Start a Facebook group for members, something we're not currently doing. Yes, make it happen. Maybe run a sale on our time management info product. Make the most out of your time while you're stuck at home. I love it. Yes, go for it. Maria, make it happen. All right, so let's do this. Now that you've got your 2 to 3 action steps, we talked about the O, the R, O-R-E-O. What resources do you have? What resources do you have? So what can you give to non-members during this time? Now, I like to go back through my membership site, and I like to log in through the membership site periodically and look at it and say, you know, we've got a ton of resources here. What can we do in the way of resources where we're still giving the value to members, but we can take this one little resource out and tweak it and give it to non-members and make it available? So I give you this idea because I want you to go through your own membership site for those of you who have a membership site, or if you've got something that you deliver to your members offline, go through that and lay it out on your desk, or go through your membership site online and say, what could we pull out of here that would be of value and give to non-members during this time? Listen, you own it, all right? You have the ability. I promise you, nobody's going to say anything different. Nobody's going to say, why are you giving that away? I am saying you have permission, all right? I'm giving you permission to go and do this for your non-members and show them the resources and the value that you're able to provide members. I promise you, you have so many members or so many resources that you could be helping non-members that you can make this happen. All right. So like go into that membership site or look at what you're delivering your members offline and pull out things that you could give non-members during this time. Here's another question. What resources are members not utilizing but need to? I started thinking like, you know, here we have this membership site and like there's a ton of value in there. And I know our members are not utilizing all the resources but need to. So as you think it through, like you look at this and you say, you know, I know our members have access to that checklist. I know our members have access to that masterclass. I know our members have access to that tool, but they're not utilizing it. So why not do marketing to your members and highlight the resources that they do have available during this time? So, I mean, if you think like right now, like, hey, we've got this resource, why not make it available to our members? Why not highlight it for our members? It's already available in their membership site. Let's make sure they know about it. You see, if I was to ask you, tell me everything that is in your membership site, you would be able to tell me all of the tools and all of the resources in your membership site for the most part. You might not even be able to tell me all of them just to say it. If I was to ask your members, tell me all the resources in their membership site, do you think they would be able to tell me as many resources as you're able to tell me? No, they don't even realize all that they have available to them. So make these resources known to them during this time. Let them know the value that your membership is providing, all right? Number 3, how can you be a resource for their mindset? Now, some of you, your membership includes talking about their mindset, their circumstances, what they're thinking. You know, I did a little bit of a mindset message right before we started today because I wanted to get into your mindset and I wanted you to see things differently. And so I had to talk about your mindset. You are different from your members. We have to constantly tell ourselves, we are not our members. We're just not. We think differently than our members. We see things differently than our members. And if you're an entrepreneur, you see things even more differently than your members. All right. So you've got to help them with their mindset. You've got to help them that even though their spouse may want them to cancel your membership, even though they're being told that they shouldn't be doing what they're doing with your membership, that they shouldn't be part of your membership, or even when logic in their mind, logic says that they need to not do this membership anymore. You come in with a different mindset and point them in a different direction and show them why they should. Talk to them. Listen, you and I, our greatest enemy, it's all the other junk that our members are listening to. I mean, it is the news, and it is the negativity, and it is their Facebook friends complaining about all the things that they're complaining about on Facebook. Let's face it. We have to combat that with our members. And so you've got to show up and help address their mindset and help them think differently during this time. All right. So you have those resources. Now think about this one. What resources do others have that you can leverage? What resources do others have that you can leverage? So you might think about like people who are outside of your niche. You know, what books have people written outside of your niche, but would be really good books for you to expose your membership to? What podcasts, what marketing, what articles, all those things that you're seeing and reading and listening to and doing and watching, but you know could benefit your members. Why not? Why not introduce them to that? So one of the tools that I like to introduce people to, for example, is Mike Michalowicz. We actually happen to be in a mastermind group together, and Mike wrote Profit First. And at times I've actually given this book away to my members. So like I've taken Mike's book and I've bought Mike's books and sent them out to all of our members so that they can read Profit First. Now, it has nothing to do with membership. Does it have to do with leading their business? Yes, it does. That's why it's outside of my niche of leading a membership business, but it still has to do with like making your business profitable. And so I will expose them and actually buy the book, you know, the $20 book to them and have it mailed and sent to them and expose them to that. There are times when I will take articles that I'm reading and that I'm seeing about membership and membership growth, and I will send those out to our members, or I'll post them in our Facebook group and say, hey, you know, here's an interesting article about things that are coming down the pipe when it comes to membership. You have the opportunity. So when you think about this, don't think about it as just as what are my resources, what are my tools, what are the things that I have, but what are the resources and tools that other people have that I could use to generate a better relationship with my members and honestly, truly help them. So what resources do others have when it comes to that? What about your staff? Now, I know some of you, your membership businesses are smaller. I see Jill Wilforth. Jill, this may apply to you. When you think about your staff, so here we are, we're in this environment that we're in. And just to say it, we may have hired certain people for certain roles. Some of my private clients right now, they've got like a sales team, salespeople on their team. Like we have a sales guy. Like I've had to talk with our sales guy and have a conversation about how things are just kind of changing a little bit. You know, reposition your staff. Now you have to do that with their permission. But how could you make your staff available to your members and say, hey, you know, these sales calls that you used to do, why don't we do a strategy call with some of our members? Now, I'm talking about high level coaching here, where you may be selling membership at, you know, $500, $1,000 or more per month. I'm not suggesting this if you've got a lower membership of $500 or less or anything, but you may need to reposition your staff and have your staff now produce content and value directly to your members. So again, that's for some of my private clients who are on here that I know that you're listening in. You may need to look at some of those positions that you've segmented people into and say, you know what, we're just not able to do that role right now, but here's the role I need you to do, and you're more than capable as one of my staff members, you're more than capable to do this particular role over here for this time. So you might have to adjust the roles and make your staff a resource to your membership. Don't think that your staff isn't a resource for you. Your staff very much is a resource for you. Next, can you take a training and make it into a product? Now, I saw somebody here earlier, and I actually in the chat made a comment about it, but they're going to take one of their products and make it into or take one of their trainings and make it into a product. It was about the time management for lawyers. So they're already onto this. Like, they've already come up with this through this our time together and said, hey, we could do this. Well, guess what? You can do it as well. You know that masterclass that you did last month, 2 months, 3 months ago, maybe even last year? You know that that webinar that you did, that training that you did? Maybe you did a training at an event where you did a seminar at an event, and you could take that and do a seminar online and make it available as a product. Some of you right now have an opportunity. Instead of selling memberships, you have an opportunity to sell more products. It may be that it begins to get difficult for you to sell memberships, but that doesn't mean it's difficult for you to sell products. And likewise, by the way, for those of you who sell a lot of products, that doesn't mean it's more difficult to sell memberships right now. So you have an opportunity to take these resources that you have and turn it into a product, or turn it into a membership, by the way, and sell it differently. Now, let me make it very clear. I'm not talking about taking something that you provided members as a training, turn it into a product, and now sell it to your members as a product. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about taking that training that you did for your members and sell it as a product to non-members only. So I want you to be ethical about this. I don't want you to misunderstand me. I'm saying if you provide that training to members, make it available to members. Okay? But those who are non-members, why not sell it as a product and pull it out of your membership so that you can generate more revenue during this time? So here we are. What are 2 to 3 action steps for resources that you have? So I'm going to put in the chat box here. What are 2 to 3 resources that what are 2 to 3 resource action steps that you can take right now? So go to the chat box, answer that, and let's give Facebook Live just a moment to catch up to me. It's kind of 15-second delay again. So what are 2 to 3 resource action steps that you can take right now? All right. By the way, Val says she loves Profit First, and Toilet Paper Entrepreneur is another one. Yes, really good book. All right. Type in the chat box. And by the way, again, if you're listening later to the recording, let us know. Type it in the chat roll and let us know about that as well. Okay, we'll give you just a couple more seconds here to write down your 2 to 3 action steps.
Hey, Scott, we're not on that slide right now.
There we go.
Thank you.
Yep. Thank you. All right, so 2 to 3 action steps that you're going to take when it comes to your resources. Share resources I know about from other people's stuff, create products out of our members area, members masterclasses. Love it. All right. Any others? All right, let me take a little sip of water. We covered O, opportunities, R, resources. Let's talk about the E, increase your engagement. So what can you do to increase your engagement with your members and with your prospects? And when I talk about engagement, I talk about engagement with both members and prospects. A lot of people, when they talk about engagement, they talk about engagement with members. I want you to do engagement with your non-members. So everything I'm talking about right here is both to members and non-members. Okay. I see somebody say Boss is part of yep. Yep. Anybody in the fitness industry that we can get resources from? Good. So somebody from fitness industry, getting resources from the fitness industry. Add links to the page of membership site to good resources. Yes, great one, Jill. Talk to our coaches about resources they have and we can share. Yes, you guys are on track. Okay, so increase engagement. One is your emails. Now is a really good time to go back to your emails and look at the emails that you're sending. Like people, you know, if you send out a newsletter, why not give that thing a new coat of paint? Like you've been sending out the same email newsletter pattern template for years or months now, and people see that and like it now, like they just see it, like they're not engaged in it. So why not look at your emails and both your marketing and your communications and say, you know what? How can we show up different? How can we show up different? How can we create this pattern interrupt? And here's what I mean by a pattern interrupt. Is all of a sudden, you know, you're so used to, it's like going to the same restaurant and ordering the same thing every day. Like every day you go to the same restaurant. Now I know that's a bad illustration considering most restaurants are like, you know, shut down right now and only offering delivery service or what. But, you know, you go to the same restaurant every single day, day after day after day. But then one day, all of a sudden, you go into that restaurant and they say to you, you know, I know you order the same thing every single day, but we actually changed the recipe of that. Now it's still the same name, but we changed the recipe. We want to know if you still like it, just because we made a couple of changes to the recipe. All of a sudden, you're going to have a different approach to that meal. When that meal comes out on your table, you're going to be looking at that differently. You're going to be tasting it differently. That's a pattern interrupt. So what can you do with your emails? Maybe it's your subject lines. Maybe it's how the emails are written. Maybe it's the use of images or the lack of images. You know, one of the things I like to do is put little GIFs in our emails, you know? So create this pattern interrupt with your emails. What about Facebook? Creating engagement here on Facebook. Now, I do a webinar on how to leverage Facebook groups to generate members. And man, we have been able to crack the code on this to actually like get people to raise their hand and tell us they're interested in membership through Facebook groups. So we'll use Facebook Live. We'll use Facebook groups. So we're using Facebook Live here. Somebody earlier said they're going to do more Facebook Lives. So great. Facebook groups. By the way, you can use Facebook groups as a membership site. Now, if you've already got a membership site, great. I'm not telling you to go start a Facebook group membership site, but maybe you could start a Facebook community with your members utilizing Facebook groups. One of the tips or one of the facts that I share is that Facebook has started pouring millions of dollars into Facebook groups, like running ads to like ads on, you know, on TV, trying to get people into Facebook groups. They spent $10 million in a Super Bowl commercial getting people into Facebook groups. Facebook groups have grown from 100 million to 400 million just 2 years ago. Okay, so Facebook groups is a great opportunity for you. Facebook events. Now you will see, like, one of the things that we did with this this masterclass here is we created a Facebook event. We had people tell us that they were coming and signing up for the event. Now let me tell you why we did that. How many of you, and I'm not gonna wait for Facebook to catch up for us, but you might think, like, how many of you, or in your Facebook feed or in your notifications with Facebook, got a little notification from Facebook, not us. You got a notification from Facebook saying that this event was about to start. You might even go back through like all of your notifications and start looking like, yeah, Facebook reminded me yesterday that this event was going on. That Facebook reminded me this morning that this event was going on. Facebook reminded me that, 5 minutes ago, like the event was starting. Yes, Facebook will work on your behalf, reminding people to show up for your event. Now, I've got some clients who are like brick and mortar membership businesses. And I tell them, whenever they do an event, like whether it be a seminar, a conference, anything that they're doing offline, create a Facebook event and invite people to it, because Facebook will promote your event. Facebook will get people to show up for your event, and it creates an online community as part of the event. All right. So even if you're a brick and mortar business, membership business, create, and you've got an event coming up, or you're going to do an event online, use Facebook events as part of it. Facebook pages. Now, this is your business page. I put this up here because I don't want you to be confused between your business page, which is a Facebook page, and a Facebook group. You should have both, a group and a business page, and talking to both audiences and getting both audiences engaging. There's a reason Facebook says we've got groups and we've got pages. They have two different functions. So leverage both of those functions to increase your engagement and ultimately increase your marketing when it comes to Facebook. Phone. I talked about this earlier. I'm not going to harp on it a lot, but why not phone? Call people. I take a lot of flack from people when they say, you mean to tell me you call new members when they sign up for your membership? Yes, we call new members when they sign up for your membership, our membership. You should be using the phone. Your salespeople who are no longer selling for you, why not have them call members, not for sales calls, but just to nurture the relationship and the engagement for members? Hey, I'm personally calling you because I wanted to make sure that you saw the announcement about this online masterclass that we're going to do, or this online seminar, and I wanted to make sure you got registered for it. You've got an opportunity to leverage the phone right now. And by the way, I get it. I know most people, they let that phone go to voicemail. Guess what? Great. I'm leveraging voicemail as that engagement opportunity. Instagram, Twitter, and I should have put LinkedIn here, by the way. Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn. All of these are opportunities for you. Do you need to go back? Do you need to leverage some of these other social media opportunities to increase your engagement with your audience? Webinars. You know that webinar you've been saying you're going to do? Why not do it now? Now's the time to increase that engagement and do the webinar and put that out there for either your prospects or for your members. What about your website? Now, I'll confess, like this has all happened so quickly for us, and we've been trying to serve our members as much as possible. But one of the things we have to do is we have to go back to our website and say, what are the things that we could do to help? What are the things that we could do to help, our prospects engage with our website during this time? Like, do we need to change some of the messaging? Do we need to change the rotator image on our homepage? Like, all of these things, what changes do we need to make with our website to increase engagement? And then handwritten notes. I think it was Jill who said that Somebody, by the way, I know I'm seeing this late, but somebody's saying it's GIF, not GIF, I guess. Okay, I confess. GIF, GIF, I don't know which it is. Handwritten notes. Like, now's the time. It costs you a first-class stamp to just take out a handwritten note and write thank you. By the way, I keep handwritten notes right here on my desk, like notes for where I can just pull this up right here within arm's reach and write handwritten notes to our members. And whenever they pop up in my mind, I can say, you know what, let me go out and let me just write a handwritten note. You have the opportunity to do it. And by the way, you don't need to go out and get stationery printed and all that. Order it through Amazon if you don't want to go to the Office Depot or anything like that. Have it shipped and mailed to you. Most of us have Amazon Prime. It'll be there within 48 hours, and start writing handwritten notes. Okay. Don't feel like you have to go out and get it, specifically designed and have your logo on it and all that sort of stuff. No, just do a handwritten note. By the way, think about the response that your members would have to a handwritten note in this moment. Think about them going to their mail and opening it up and having a note from you that says, hey, listen, I know it's difficult times right now. I just wanted to take a moment and let you know I was thinking about you. I want to thank you for being a member. And if there's any way that we can serve you, let us know. Feel free to email us. I know we send emails to you. You can reply to any of the emails that we have, and or give us a call and let us know how we can serve you. Man, what would that do for your members as you engage them in a way that they've never been engaged before by writing a handwritten note? So, what are 2 to 3 action steps you're going to take to increase engagement? Let me put this in the chat box here. What are 2 to 3 action steps? Let me call it engagement action steps you're going to take. All right, so put that in the chat box for a moment. And again, if you're watching the recording of this, type it in the chat box. We'll see it. We monitor this. We'll come in and we'll like it, or we'll reply, and we'll continue the conversation. So what are 2 to 3 engagement action steps you're going to take? So let's see. Maria says, definitely handwritten, definitely writing notes to members. Yes, great. Love it. What else? Go in, type it in, and I'll do a little shout out here. All right. And it looks like some of the comments aren't popping up like they should be when it comes to what I'm seeing, because I don't have the whole Facebook live stream posted up, because I'd hear myself speaking. So I only see like some of the abbreviated comments here. All right. So 2 to 3 engagement action steps you're going to take. Let me say right now, I know we're coming around the back end. We've talked about ORE, and the next one is, I'll tell you the next one in a moment, but if you've got a question, type in your question. John, if you would make sure that you capture those questions. Okay, some of them are starting to pop up. Website improvement, webinar, maybe handwritten notes. Jill's going to be looking at pattern interrupt, call new members, great stuff there. All right. So by the way, if you've got questions, be sure to type those questions in the chat box. We will have a Q&A at the end of this whole masterclass here, just like we normally do for our members when we do masterclasses. All right. So we talked about O, opportunities. R, we've talked about resources. E, engagement. O-R-E-O, make an offer. Offer. That's the final O, offer. All right. Now, I know some of you may be thinking, now's not the time to be selling. And I would say you're wrong. Now's not the time to be selling the way you were selling 14 days ago. We are in a different time. The conversation in people's heads are different right now. So don't stop selling. Just stop selling the way you used to be selling. You've got to continue to sell. Listen, your membership is too valuable. It's too valuable. It can help people in this moment of crisis. I believe your membership was made for such a time as this, if I can kind of put that in there, all right? Don't stop selling your membership. Your membership helps people. Your membership helps people have better finances, better relationships, better, a better physical body, whatever it is that you provide, business direction, whatever it is. Do not stop selling. You've got a moral obligation, dare I say, to help people during this time. So don't stop selling. You just have to enter the conversation that is going on inside their head. So yes, stop selling the way you were selling 2 weeks ago, even 7 days ago. Enter the conversation that is going on in their head. Now, let me say, I've been watching the emails that have been coming through, and it seems like everybody has a COVID-19 response email that is going out right now. Like all of a sudden my emails, and I'm sure it's probably happened to you too, like, here's what we're doing in the midst of COVID-19. And I get that email and I think to myself, you haven't emailed me in the past 6 months and you think I care about your response to COVID-19 all of a sudden? No, I don't care about your response to COVID-19 because why? Well, where were you 6 months ago? Where were you last month? Enter the conversation that's going on in people's head. That does not mean send out a COVID-19 response email. No. Talk about the other things that are going on. Talk about, hey, we understand that, not only has this impacted you on this level that we serve. Take, for example, those of you who might be in the fitness industry, health and wellness industry. Hey, we recognize that not only has these circumstances impacted you when it comes to maybe your health and wellness, but it's also probably impacting your finances. And so what we want to do is we want to come around you and we want to try to help improve your finances, utilizing somebody else's resources and tools who's an expert in finances. And we want to make those available to you because we recognize for as long as you're stressed out about your finances, that stress is going to lead into your health and wellness. And we want to do everything we can to keep you healthy and well during this difficult time. Did you see what I did there? I went into the conversation in their head about their finances, said how we're going to help it, made them an offer of we're going to make this a part of or make this available to you. And now I've entered in the conversation in their head and I'm still making it available and I'm still selling or reselling my membership. You can take that same message that I just gave you. You can make it for your prospects. Hey, I know we talk a lot about health and wellness here as part of our membership. And during these difficult times, we've recognized that one of the things that people are going through difficult times financially. And so one of the benefits that we've added for our members are these resources over here, because for as long as you are concerned about your finances, you're not going to be able to live a healthy and full and well life. So I entered the conversation in their head, finances, made them an offer, the other resource, tied it to what I am able to provide, health and wellness. That's what I mean. Do not stop selling. Enter the conversation in their head. All right. Is this a time for you to pivot? Some of you, this may be a time where you've said, you know what, we're going to be a membership focused organization. And well, maybe it's time to start selling services or products. Now, I'm not suggesting this for everyone, but I raise the question for you to consider. Is this an opportunity for you to pivot away from membership for a brief period of time and start selling products and services? All right. Or if you're a products and services person, pivot into membership. So make an offer. Now, this next one is going to be about retention. Last one I was talking about making an offer for people when you sell your membership, let's talk about retention for a moment. Because during this time, if it hasn't happened already, you're going to have cancellations. I shared one with our email list earlier this week. One of my private clients who's in Dubai is a fitness gym, high-end fitness gym, by the way, sells $1,500 monthly memberships in Dubai for a personal training program, membership program, where in their brick and mortar, and they have to show up for it. Okay, his business is completely shut down, so he had to cancel. He said, listen, man, my business is shut down. We're temporarily going to cancel. And technically it wasn't a cancellation, but we're going to put his membership on hold until we can work together again. And his staff, some of them, three of them got sick and weren't able to come into work. They shut all the gyms down in Dubai. So what did I do? I made him an offer. Never process a cancellation without an offer. Now, my offer to him was, hey, let's not cancel your membership. Let's put it on pause for a moment. And why don't we do a couple of things here? I'll continue to stay engaged. Obviously, we won't continue to do this, but I'll stay engaged and help you through some of these opportunities that you're doing. Primarily, he's got an opportunity to move his membership online. Always, always have an offer. Never, ever, if you've heard me before about this, or if you've heard me on my masterclasses about retention, never process a cancellation without an offer. This is a retention buster. Make them an offer. Listen, people cancel for one of three reasons. They're under tension, they're in transition, or they're in trouble. So let me ask you, are your members under tension right now? Are they in transition? Are they feeling in trouble? You better believe it. So why not have an offer? It's not often that like your entire membership will have this tension, transition, or trouble all at the same time. But many people right now will, and I shouldn't say your entire membership is under this, because we all process it differently. I don't feel necessarily the direct tension, transition, trouble like this. I process it differently. So your members may process it a little bit differently too. But a good vast majority of your members are feeling this, that there's a tension, there's some sort of transition going on, there's a sense of trouble going on. And so you may see your cancellations happen. So make a commitment to never process a cancellation without an offer. So how do you do it? One, you could extend their contract. So, those of you who have a contract, high-end coaches, you could say, well, listen, you signed a 12-month contract. We're on month, 5. How about we extend your contract, month 13, 14. We won't bill you for the next couple of months, but you'll still be obligated for the full term of your contract. All right. Now, obviously, there's a lot of financial considerations to take into consideration there. And you're not broadcasting this. You're making this you're doing this through a verbal conversation. So really, it's like never process a cancellation without a conversation, and never have a conversation without an offer. Okay. So you always make this offer in a phone call with them, and extend them some sort of opportunity offer for them. So extend their contract. Offer an extended or free month. So, hey, listen, going through a difficult time right now. I know you already received a free month. Why don't we extend it by, an extra 30 days or whichever, or, you've been with us for 9 months. Why not let us come alongside you and give you a free month or a discounted rate? Hey, listen, instead of canceling, what if we were able to do this? What if I was to give you the next 2 months at half off? Would you be interested in that? So a discounted rate or a downgrade. Now, again, this is for those of you who have multiple levels of membership. You could say, hey, listen, you're at this level of membership. What if we downgraded you to the next level of membership for the next couple of months. So you do a downgrade in the membership, or the opposite of that. You do an upgrade in the membership, an upgrade in the membership. So think about this for a moment. There are going to be people that you could actually upgrade to the next level of membership because, well, they're looking at it and they're saying, you know, I'm not being hit too hard financially here, but I just don't know that this membership suits my needs as they are now. And you have an opportunity to say, well, you know, hey, you're at this level of membership. What if you upgraded to the next level, which would meet those needs that you have right now? So you could actually get people to upgrade during that time. We actually had this happen last week. Somebody upgraded their membership to our next level. So you can do this for your members. Offer a resource or a tool. Say, hey, I know that you're considering canceling for these reasons over here. Just so happens we've got this resource over here, or we've got this toolkit over here. What if I gave you that toolkit so that you could do this and overcome these reasons that people are, that you just mentioned that you wanted to cancel for? So you could offer them a resource or a tool. Never, though, make a commitment. Never process a cancellation without an offer. And then always leave an open door. Too many times, for those of us who lead membership businesses, too many times we think that when somebody cancels their membership, they're not going to come back. That like all of a sudden they said no, we broke up, we got a divorce, like that's like how it feels. And I'm not meaning to make light of those who've gone through difficult relationships or anything like that, but like too many times membership leaders will equate somebody who cancels a membership as being gone forever. No, always leave an open door. That trouble, that tension, that transition that people went through that caused them to cancel the membership, there could be some sort of trouble, tension, or transition that brings them into your membership again, and you want to be the open door, waiting with open arms, welcoming them back to your membership. Another offer that you can do and that you can start thinking of right now is plan your reactivation campaign right now. So what could you do in the way of a reactivation campaign when you take these people who are going to be canceling over the next few weeks if you get cancellations? I'm hopeful you won't. I'm hopeful these changes that we're making and talking about here are going to keep people from canceling. But in the unlikely event that these cancellations happen, what could you do 4 months from now, 5 months from now, when this whole coronavirus is behind us, and implement a reactivation campaign to get people back in your membership? So start thinking through that and plan for that right now. So man, you're ready to pull the trigger when all of the dust settles from these current events and current circumstances. All right. So let's go back for a moment. Let's write what are 2 to 3 offer action steps you're going to take. All right, so go to the chat box, and I've still got a couple more bonuses for you. Okay, I know I planned for 90 minutes for this masterclass intentionally, so we'll be done within 90 minutes, including our Q&A. So just about another 20 minutes here. Okay, so what are 2 to 3 offer action steps you're going to take? I see a couple of questions here, so we'll do that. Somebody says, tape a talk, say it or mail it, mail it. I think that was a response maybe to somebody else's questions here.
Yeah, that was for
okay.
Talking about doing some email.
Yeah, Norm says, hey, don't send COVID-19 response emails. Yes, our inboxes are full of them. All right. Create a canceled during Corona tag in our CRM. I love it. Cancel during Corona tag in our CRM so that we can target specific for a reactivation campaign when the smoke clears. I love it. Creating your first offer. Great. Mandy, listen, if we can help you with your first offer, let us know. We'll help you with it. All right. What others? Val says, I'm already doing all 4. I love it, Val. See, Val's been in the Membership Accelerators Club. So Val knows some of these tips and these tools that I've been giving. Love it, Val. Val, you might go back and there was one I was thinking here. Okay, I know, Val, the upgrade offer, I want to make sure that you've got that as well. I know we've worked on your membership a little bit there. Okay, so make an offer. So we've talked about O, what are the opportunities? R, what are the resources? E, the engagement. O, again, offer. But here's the thing I said at the beginning of this. I like to eat Oreos by the bowlful. So that means plural. I got to have Oreos, not an Oreo, okay? So let me give you a bonus S for our masterclass. Don't stop serving. Don't stop serving. Now, I'm not talking about, don't stop, in the way of, shutting down your membership. No, I'm not talking about shutting down your membership. I know that's not even a question in your mind. I mean, don't stop serving people. Serve before you sell. Serve before you sell. We're in a different environment. It could have been that you could have, put something half-hearted and put it out there, and you could have gotten people to sign up or what. Could have been that your message was different. Could have been like, you could have done a webinar and you did it one way, but really wasn't serving people. And so now you do it differently. Serve before you sell. Serve before you sell. Make that commitment that, hey, instead of just looking at my prospects as a fishing pool to go fishing in, I'm going to serve them. They're going through difficult, emotionally. They're thinking like, I have an opportunity, you have an opportunity to really come alongside people in their difficulty and be an encouragement to them. An encouragement. And yeah, they may never join your membership, but maybe it wasn't about joining your membership as much as it was about you serving them during this time. And although they may not join your membership, maybe they know somebody who will, and they'll send somebody your way. Serve before you sell. Create a Corona pack for your members. Create a Corona pack for your members where, like, all of a sudden now, you know what? We're going to take some of these resources, these tools, we're going to package them together, and we're going to call it the Corona pack. And that's come up with your own name, obviously, but I just put this together for our presentation. And we're going to just really serve our members in a way that we've not served them before. And we're going to make these changes. We're going to put this package together, and we're going to serve them. We're going to serve them. Give away something to non-members. Again, give away something. You might ask yourself in your marketing calendar, when is the last time you gave something away to your members? Now, I'm trying to lead by example. We're giving away this free masterclass to non-members. And so I always tell people, what I encourage and challenge you to do, we have to lead by example. And so maybe you go and you create an online masterclass for your members and non-members, and give it away as a bonus to your members, and give it away to your non-members, and serve them in that way. Serve before you sell. Listen, at the beginning of our time together, I talked about fear. And I talked about how, fear creates this uncertainty. And it's in the midst of fear, the cloud of fear, that where people move and they wonder and they have this uncertainty. But I want you to know what breaks that cloud of fear, and it's generosity. Generosity moves people from that fear to having faith, to saying, you know what? This generosity in this moment helping me Me being able to do this has given me a sense of faith that I can make it possible. I can make this happen. I can do that. And it was all because you chose to be generous and do something for your members and your non-members simultaneously. You want to move people out of that fear? Be generous. Be generous with them. And so I want to encourage you for a moment. If I can help people of whom you know who have membership businesses, I mean, invite them into this Membership Marketers Facebook group, and let's share this masterclass with them. Because I know some of you've got people who are in your sphere of influence, and they're marketing their membership, but they're not a part of this group. And so I would encourage you, if there's a way that we can encourage them and we can serve them, then bring them into the group and let us help serve them as well. Generosity moves people from fear to faith. And I want you to have that faith. And you may not always have it. You know, there may be some more difficult times ahead right now. But if you choose to be generous, you'll be a person of faith. And I'm not talking about faith in a religious standpoint. I'm talking about faith in a belief of you being able to make it happen and you being able to continue to rise above the circumstances that we're facing right now. So that's the bonus S. For O, for opportunity, R for resources, E for engagement, O for offer, and the S is for serve. Serve before you sell. All right. Now, all of my members, you know what this means. When we get to this slide, that means I've got a power multiplier for you. All right. That is a bonus package for you, and it's going to be free. In just a moment, John's going to put it in the chat roll there with a link. But here it is. It's the Oreo bonus pack. All of my members, you know what this. John, I think your audio just came on. All right. So you're going to get the ultimate cancellation checklist with scripts and templates. So I'm going to give you this. All right. Normally it's been available for members. I'm giving this to you, the ultimate cancellation checklist. I'm giving you the freebie accelerator. Now, the freebie accelerator is a campaign that we did to give something away to our audience, to our list. You're going to get, by the way, on the cancellation checklist, you're getting the scripts, by the way, that we used when I talk about making an offer to people. You're getting scripts and email templates with that cancellation checklist so that you can take our process and you can implement it. You're getting the freebie accelerator with templates, which you'll be able to see how we do a giveaway, and you'll get our promotional emails along with it that you can make it your own, and then you'll see how we followed up with people when they took our freebie resource to demonstrate and show them our membership, a way that we serve before we sell. Now, what's really unique about that freebie accelerator is, yes, even though we're giving something away, we come on the back end of it after we've served them, then we make them an offer and we sell them the membership. And we've picked up a number of members through that freebie accelerator. We're going to give you that those templates to make that happen. Then I think somebody earlier mentioned that they're going to be doing more Facebook Live. I talked about engagement. We're going to give you our Facebook Live checklist so that you can know, like, if you've never done a Facebook Live before, you can use our checklist and just go through it. It's the same checklist that we use. Like, John and I literally pulled up the checklist before this Facebook Live and said, okay, let's pull up our checklist and let's run our checklist before we do this Facebook Live. So we're going to give you that Facebook Live checklist. And by the way, I'm not going to sell, but I'm going to make this available. If you want to take a 14-day test drive of our Membership Accelerators Club, just go to www.membershipacceleratorsclub.com. It's there for you. You get a free 14-day test drive of it if you want it. All right. So I'm practicing what I preach here. I'm serving before I sell, but I'm not even really going to sell here. All right. It's there for you if you want it. That's not the purpose of this. My purpose really was to give you all the value. Okay. So that's everything there. The ultimate cancellation checklist with the scripts and templates, the freebie accelerator with the templates, the Facebook Live checklist, And John, if you, yep, I see the download there. So you can, John says, go here for the download multiplier. He dropped the link there. And John, yeah, I'm going to just like that comment and do that there. And then John, you can also put the link there for the Membership Accelerators Club for those who are interested. So, all right, let's do this. John, if you'll come online.
Hey.
All right. So if somebody says, yet another reason to love Oreos. Yes, another reason to love Oreos. All right. So we're going to go into our Q&A time. And if you will help me with the questions, because again, I'm watching this on the Facebook page, on the Facebook group. I don't have the whole video platform pulled up because I didn't want the sound to overlap here.
Right.
So what questions do we have?
We've got a lot of great questions. And when I posted my link, it stopped the video for a second. So I got to go back and get back in there. But we had a question about someone who is not really used Facebook very much for their business. They've used it for Twitter posts or announcements. What do you suggest someone uses their Facebook page or Facebook group for business?
Yep. By the way, let me just do a shout out to Val. Val says, gotta go. Love it. Val, great. If you have questions, you know how to reach us. You're a member of the Membership Accelerators Club. So I think that was Jill. Jill, here's what I would do. Suggest really quickly is I would make sure if you've already got a business page, spruce it up. Like, you know, look at your banner, look at your profile image there. Update those images rather quickly. If you haven't posted there in a while, I would start posting. So maybe some of your lead magnets that you may have for it, you do that, put that there. And let me also say this: I know Jill and Ron because of having worked with them previously in Dan Kennedy's mastermind there. But Jill, I would make sure like your profile image for your business page, make it Ron's picture. I wouldn't use a logo, and I'm not sure if you do or not. I haven't pulled up your Facebook page, but just make sure it's a personal picture because people connect with people. So update the profile image, update the banner image, start showing up consistently over there and providing value and serve over sell and do that. Now, if you've already got that, and let's say you're checking the box and you say, Scott, I've got that, been there, done that, we're good on that. Then I would say, okay, let's start creating a Facebook group and create a Facebook group for people. We've got a whole system on that that is more than what I can go into right now. So if that's something that you're interested in, just reply to one of our emails and we'll talk with you about it, and we'll go ahead and really set up your Facebook group so that you guys can leverage that even more than what it is. But if you've got a Facebook group, again, start showing up, show up more, show up different, provide the value in the group if you've already got one. But if you're interested in really taking it to another level, John and I can help with that. And you can reach out to John.
We've got one thing I'm trying to take care of, and we don't have a lot of questions. So I think you did an amazing job.
All right. Yeah, I see. I think Mandy's asking about the Membership Accelerators Club. I'm going to be on here. We're just going to stay here for a moment and let any other questions come up that people have. I know there's a little bit of a lag, but Mandy, I'm going to reply.
I posted my link.
Okay. And I just pulled up the whole feed here, so let's see on that. And then, so if you got a question, you can type it in, and we'll see it. Let me get out of this screen because I don't want to mess anything up. And any other questions, John, coming in?
Not that I'm seeing.
All right, let me do this. So this is gonna, I just pulled up the whole feed. There we go. Jill's asking for the link as well. I should just mute my speakers. That'll help. All right, I see some people asking for links, so we'll continue here. Again, if you got a question, leverage this time. I'm here for you. Maria says, thank you, learned so much. I scheduled a meeting with her boss. Great, love it. If there's a way that I can serve you guys, Maria, let me know. Thomas says, absolutely, did an amazing job. Thank you, Thomas. Thomas is in our Membership Accelerators Club as well. Okay, so Steve is asking for the bonus link, John, if you'll help him with that. And then Mandy says she still can't get the link to work. And Mandy, I'm gonna try again here. I just tested this, so it should work. Preston is saying, is the bonus only available for those who take trial membership? No, the bonus is available for everybody, Preston. So I'll make sure you get that. John, if you see Preston's comment there, let's make sure he gets it. And John, you might see about pinning your comment with the link to the bonus.
Yep, I'm on it.
Catch that one?
Yep, I'm working on it.
John, I think your mic's on mute.
Nope. Nope. No, your speakers are turned off.
And that's because my speakers are off. That's right, John. All right. So it's my fault that time. All right. What were you saying, John?
You got me now? Yeah, I'm working on it.
All right. So we got a couple people here. We'll make sure. Also, by the way, in the actual Facebook group, John posted the link for the OREO pack resources PDF, so you can get right there from there. So we'll make sure. And by the way, if you're not familiar, there is a file section over on the left-hand side of your desktop feed there. And so you can, that's in the files section. So we dropped it in the files section. It's just another way you can add value to your Facebook group is by dropping files into the Facebook group. So you can go over there under about, discussion, posts, events, photos, files is right there underneath the photos, at least on mine it is. So you can get that bonus pack over there. And then Jill says, we're hearing John, but you weren't hearing me. Okay, so good. We're good there. All right. Steve Matter, look for the resource here, the file in the file section. So Steve, let me try to grab this for you.
I got it for him.
Okay, so Steve's good. All right, yep. John, have you seen any other questions come in?
No, sir, I have not. Let me do a double check here.
I just want to make sure everybody gets this technical. And we'll come back through again. If you're watching the recording of this and you've got questions, we'll type a response and give you a reply as best as we can. And we will make sure it happens. I want to thank everybody for being a part of this free masterclass. It's been my privilege to help serve you, to give you this bonus pack. Listen, I know we're in uncharted territory, but that's what makes us what we are. In uncharted territory gives us that opportunity to do what I mentioned earlier at the very beginning. And so let me do this here. Let me go back to this quote. Uncertainty is what compels us to adventure where we've not gone before and unleash the power that's within us. So yes, we're in uncharted territory. But that's all right. We're going places where we've never gone before. And what's ultimately going to happen in the months ahead is we're going to unleash this power that is within you that is within your members. That's why we call a lot of what we do here not just membership multipliers, but it really is power multipliers, and that we're looking to multiply your power and your influence. So thank you for allowing me to be a part of it. Thank you, John, for being in the background and making all this happen. And thank you, Facebook. If Mark Zuckerberg, if you're listening, thank you, Mark Zuckerberg, for making this happen so we can engage on this level and practice social distancing. And it is time. I'm going to shut down. It's time for me to go eat some Oreos. And, you know, I think I did a pretty good job. I earned it. So I'm going to munch down on some Oreos. Hope you guys do the same. Have a great rest of your weekend. And let's continue the conversation here in our Facebook group. All right. So I'll see you next time. You guys have a good one. We'll talk later.